Here's a plethora of toys that I found at the New York Toy Fair and also in the shops around. This one, for instance, from a shop, it's a nice strong light, and yet it's based on just a little PP9 battery. You just plug it on, and there it is, and it illuminates things very nicely. And it's a nice flexible head too. That was a nice design. Minimals, I call them. This one is a little maze, which is like a money box. You've got to get that little ball here through the maze to this point here, push it, and only then the thing opens and you can get to the inside, which could be a banknote or some other little thing. I'll put my own business card in here. But it's nice that they make such a small and neat version of this toy, which has been out for some time, but this is the best version I've come across, I think. So it's a little money maze where notes are put in here and given to the recipient, who has to solve the maze before they can get the contents. Strange one. This is just a little prototype, I think. It's called a ball of maize or a lucky ball, I don't know. It's got a strange smell as well, and it looks like a corn ball. That's right, they call it a corn ball. It looks like a whole lot of corn of the cob, and yet it's a bouncing ball. Prototypes. Oops. This particular one is a new plastic that's been produced by this inventor, which has got a wonderful smell, very strong mint smell, but also a very strong mint taste as well, which never goes away. So perhaps they'll make a toothbrush out of it or something, or picnic spoon or something out of it. Because the smell and the taste are both impregnated in the plastic and they just never go away. These are new versions of the pop eyes that we do, but they've got little sound chips in them, so when you squeeze them, the eyes pop, but also there's a nice ribbit noise as well. And the cow, again with the sound chip inside, doesn't like being squeezed, I think. Poor little thing. And still on birds, these ones I found in a very nice design shop, which are clothes pegs, but sit on the clothesline, looking just like birds. They call them starling birds, starling clothes pegs, fit in your line and look very elegant, I think, above your clothes. Several companies were doing these buckyball type from neodymium magnets. These are made from. This one is a buckyball. I've made it myself, but it turns out into a long string when you collapse it and then pull it out. All these balls stick together strongly and form great long strings, and the idea is to make lots and lots of shapes and patterns with them. And a beautiful silver version, which starts off as a diamond. It's already been crushed, so it's a bit distorted at the back, but it starts as a diamond. Again, that will pull out and make a wonderful series of interesting shapes and patterns, geometrical oddities, and minimal energies. It's got a lot of play value, those things, I think. Neodymium iron borons. This is another magnetic toy. It's a puzzle, and it's a nice little cube of the world, but the piece will disassemble, and inside is a ball bearing holding it all together, and then there's magnets on each of the corners. So the idea is to disassemble it and turn it inside out, and when you do that, you'll form another globe of the Earth, but this time with their political map, with all the names of the countries and things on it. This is purely geography, and it's a nice desktop thing when it's finished as well, which I like. This is a nasty little practical joke to play on people. My goodness, this is clever. There's a battery here, and there's a loudspeaker, and there's a magnet here. When you turn it on, it makes a... No, I'll turn this noise here, it's a bit louder. A bip noise. Well, that's all right, but except it goes on doing that bip noise every 3 minutes for about 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So you hide it in your friend's house somewhere, and they'll hear this very non-directional bip sound every 3 minutes, and they'll think, what is it? Is it the fire alarm's running out of battery, or what it is? They'll try everything they can think of. And it's got a nice name for it as well, an Annoyatron. I like that. But a bit of a devil. This has been out for some time, and I'm a bit unconvinced by it, except that one of my good friends says, no, this works extremely well. It's a bar of metal soap. It's purely stainless steel. When you've been cutting onions in the kitchen, and then, under the water, rub your hands and the soap, it somehow absorbs all the smell on your skin of the onions, and it is effective. So I must try it myself. Get crying and get onion cutting. This was a nice idea, which I've been wanting to get for some time now. It's got caps in it and a little twirler, and when you do it, it'll make a nice loud banging noise. Oh, it's running out of caps, I think. But that's the idea. You have a roll of new caps on it, and it does about 240 bangs all in a quick twirl, like a machine gun. I thought that's very clever. This is bizarre. Or what is it? Ooh, that opens, but what else? Oh, well, of course, a clothes hanger, but a collapsing one. And I like the idea that you can grasp things if you've got a long rail and can't hook them over. So that was like a neat thing. And these are things you might find in sort of stationery shops or bookshops. This one, for instance, is an extraordinary idea for a book all about how to make beautiful shapes and patterns in your lawn. The grass, different cuts, you have to lay out a staking plan to get it all done. But some of it are very complicated. But I like the idea of a bit of false grass on the front of the cover as well. So if you've got a large lawn and you feel you want to be in an artistic mood, you'll get some wonderful ideas from this book. And these are superb lenticular flicker rulers, lenticulation, so that when you move them back and forward, they animate superbly. They're quite the best I've ever seen, I think. And there's galloping horses. Some of them are 6-inch rulers, some of them 12-inch rulers. Also, a flip book of very high quality. This is an Escher morphing from one to the other, as you cast your eye over a number of pages or pictures, and you see this wonderful morph from one black and white to another white and black. This is also from the same company, a nice morph of dogs, all changing and then becoming a champion something or other at the end. I like that. Do it fast. Lovely little jump at the end. A very clever idea of a pen, this one here, in that as I turn it upside down, out comes a point, but then the point doesn't retract. As I push it down, it's going to actually stay in position. So there's some sort of magnetic lock there. How it works, I don't know. The moment you turn it upside down, it locks, and you turn it back again, and it flips back again without any effort whatever. No shaking involved at all. The slightest movement, down it comes and locks in that position, back again, and it just flips back and retracts. Another one, which was a bit expensive when I saw it last year, but this is a much more reasonable item now. It's something where you have to doodle with it. You flick it from hand to hand, a bit like juggling with your fingers. But at the same time, it is a pen and can be used as a ballpoint pen. But it's a real old office doodle, and I can't do it myself. But the people on the stand showing it were doing some wonderful acrobatics with this pen. And the greeting card, which I liked very well, because as you open it, well, there's the bit going. This thing was spinning back and forward. I haven't yet found a way satisfactory holding it open, but I think it will. And then what happens is the little UFO here, will spin back and forward really for many, many minutes, because there's enough twist and untwisting of the string for it to keep going. A number of companies were doing the shaped elastic bands, and they're getting really quite advanced ones. This one here, I would never have guessed that this here is going to turn into a little candy stick when it's unravelled. There's a little candy stick. And this one here is an elephant, but it's luminous. It's made of luminous plastic, so there's a lot of interesting shapes coming out of the shaped elastic band scenario there. The last one was a little construction thing I made myself. He had a slightly longer one than this, and it really did act like a slinky. It went from hand to hand to hand and hand. Yet the basic pieces were just these little bits you snap off, and all different shapes, and it's a Japanese construction toy. And the fact you can make something as interesting as that was immensely appealing to me. I love slinkers, and I like to get another length of them in order to finish it, and I can juggle with it. So New York was a wonderful wealth of interesting ideas as ever, and very diverse too.